time to get up. It's now 6:18. Got to take a lift to the airport to pick up the rental car and then to hit the road. A little tired, but once I start driving, I'll be okay. Well, I'm down here. Just ordered my Lyft and got my bags packed. I could take this down for a minute. Got my bags packed. Got like 3 bags. The bag with the essential stuff and clothes, the bag with my goodies for the ride, and the bag with the computer equipment. So I'm sitting in my leasing office because it's 27 degrees out here right now. And I'm gonna wait for my Lyft driver, which says that they're going to get here in 6 minutes. So we'll be off to get the rental car and then on the road. So now I'm at the rental car place. This is new. It's been a while since I rented a car from the airport. So you come in this building and then I gotta go up here to the rental counters with all my 3 bags. This is efficient for them, but when you got all this luggage, it ain't that efficient. But we shall see what happens. My Uber driver was real cool. We talked the whole way. It's pretty dead, so I have to go to Dollar. So let's see what Dollar got for me. So while I have the Dollar counter here, if I have to go to the 3rd level from Hertz. See, this is the shit that I don't like. Really, Dollar? 3rd level? I don't even know what level I'm on. So there's another level, obviously. I don't know where to get that from. Boy, I tell you. Oh, so this must be the 3rd level. And I don't see nobody. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I don't see nobody. So I gotta go to Hertz. Here we go. So the newfound way is you go in here, the counter where I was, and then I go across this bridge, and then I'm gonna take the escalator down to the next level to then get my car. Boy, I tell you, I got 3 bags. What if I friggin', you know what I'm saying? What if I friggin' had too many bags to do this shit? Lucky my bags are light, but what if I had tons of bags? How was I gonna be able to walk to get to my car? Okay, this is kind of, you know, isolated. I think that if you're a woman by yourself, they should give you an escort. So I have to go to 1620. So we shall walk. Very isolated, but that's all right. 1619, 1620, and there we are. Mr. Malibu. I'm about to get in and get on the road. So I'm finally in my rental car. This is a little weird for me because I have a big truck and my roof is high and the roof is like right here. And this is not even like a compact car. So this is like a standard car. So it'll take some getting used to it. It's taken me about 10 minutes to get in this car, which is one of those keyless cars, and to just figure out everything on the dashboard and all that kind of good stuff. So it says it's going to take me 9 hours, which really means for me 8 hours. So nice clean car, but yeah, I'm used to, you know, a bigger car. But got all my stuff situated. So now it's time for me to get on the road. And I will check in with you guys later. Ready to go, officially on the road. Straight shot 85 north to I-95 into DC. Sunday's a great day, not crowded, especially early. I should probably get in there about 4-ish, 5-ish. It's 1:18 and I have been on the road since 8 a.m. I've gone from Georgia to South Carolina and I'm in North Carolina, and I don't know why it seems like it's taking forever to get out of North Carolina. But it says that I have another 4 hours to go, which I doubt, probably a little less, before I will make it to my destination. Good music always helps the ride, so I'm not tired. Little teeny bit of that afternoon passing by sleep, but nothing where I feel like I need to pull over and take a nap, which won't happen. So I'm going to keep on going. this is the lobby of the hotel that I'm in. It's so quaint. I just love it. I could imagine how nice it was before COVID. So this is the front lobby. This is out front. A little dreary today. And this is the area around it, as you can see, and this is the front. So now I'm going to walk.
Turn left onto 11th Street Northwest
to the Visa place. Not a long walk. 3 blocks for me to walk from my hotel, which is over that way, to the French consulate. Well, not the French consulate, but the appointment center for visas. They handle more than one country there. Kind of calm for DC. So I've been walking to the area where I have to go, following my GPS, which is what I did when I was in France. Oh, I'm gonna have to get me some New York style pizza on the way back. And it's kind of dead, you know, unlike Atlanta. But I will figure out where I gotta go. Had to get me some Dunkin' Donuts to keep me warm. I'm way early, and they don't let you come in early, so we'll see what happens. I couldn't bring my other real camera because they don't allow any cameras, and I didn't want to have to bring it and walk back, so had to use my phone camera on this one. So I'll check in with you guys in a minute. Typical up north traffic. It says I've arrived and I have no idea where it is, so check in with you guys soon. This is where I'm supposed to go. Very hidden. I actually passed by it looking at the pizza place next to it. So I don't think I could go in. I'm gonna try and see if they'll let me come in and wait. If not, then I'll have to sit out here in the cold until it's my time, because my appointment's not till 1:30. Walking back from my visa appointment, it's literally 3 blocks from where I'm staying. It's really quiet here, almost ghost townish. Everything is takeout. You don't see much activity at all on the streets like you normally would. Wow, today is the day that I went for my interview to turn in my application and all my documents to the Visa Center here in Washington, D.C. And boy, will I say, it was one of the most stressful things ever. First, it's very confusing when you go on their website. It explains and it tells you certain things and documents that you have to have, and I thought that I was all prepared and I had all my documents. But there are also some things that it doesn't fully explain, and when you try to call, they will not guide you or give you any explanation. So you're left wondering if you have everything. So today, I went to the center and I had my documents, and some of the documents you have to have. I'm applying for a student visa because I am going to a school for 3 months. It's a baking program, a baking school. So I had to have my original passport that I had to leave with them. Didn't realize when they say copy of documents, it also meant the copy of the first page of your passport with your picture. So I had to make a copy there and pay for that. I also had to have my application signed. I also had to have the reference number of my appointment that was sent to me once I made the appointment. Then I also had to have the letters from the school. I had to have proof of my insurance that I had to purchase, which is not traveler's insurance, which is kind of like medical insurance. And then I had to have 3 months of my bank statements to show them that I can support myself while I'm there because I won't be working. And if I were to be applying, I am applying for a long-term visa because a short-term visa you don't need if you are staying, you don't need it if you are staying 90 days or less. However, you don't need a visa at all, usually if you're visiting, but because of COVID, they're not allowing visitors in. So the only way that I can get in was to get a student visa. So because I guess I'm a lawyer, I read it and it said 90 days. And when I counted the days, I was like, it was 92 days. So I applied for a long-term visa, which I'm glad I did because the girl was like, oh, basically like, hey, kudos on you catching that. Took all my documents. When they went to scan my application in, they were showing that I was registered for an appointment in Atlanta. And I'm like, no, I wasn't allowed to book an appointment in Atlanta because there were no appointments that were readily available. And so we went back and forth a little bit about that. And basically I was to redo or go back into my application, which I had to use their computer to get into my account to try to change it to the DC Center since I was there. Well, let me tell you what happened with that. I couldn't remember my password. I tried, it's usually the same thing. I tried it a couple times and then it locked me out of my account, which wasn't going to be available for a whole nother hour. I also did not have the full insurance paperwork printed out showing everything that it covered. So I had to get that printed out, and I had already paid for what I thought were the correct pictures for my visa in Atlanta, but they were too big. So I had to pay for pictures again to take a picture, one picture, which was like $14 here in the DC Center. Oh my God, it was such a stressful day. I had so much anxiety turning in all of that. So once I couldn't get into my application process, the gentleman that was there, thank goodness he was helpful. He literally typed in my entire application all over again. I didn't realize that's what he was doing at first, and then I kind of saw him doing that. So yeah, so that's what ended up happening. And then after that, I had to also get fingerprinted. So that process, which should have probably just taken a half an hour, literally was like an hour and a half. And some of my questions I still weren't able to get answered because since it's COVID and everything is iffy and up in the air, the whole thing about me, my return ticket, and being able to stay beyond the 90 days of the schooling as a visitor, all of that stuff still couldn't be answered because they really couldn't answer it because COVID has just totally changed everything. So oh my God, it was so stressful. I swear I like need 2 glasses of wine. So I'm in the hotel room. Then they told me that I was supposed to register with some service that they have, that you're supposed to register and you get a piece of paperwork when you're going to be a student over there. But I read it and it was for if I was going to a university. I'm not going to a university. So I came back to the hotel room and I was stressed out about that. And the guy said, well, it may hold up my visa. They'll let me know. But he said, maybe you should just go online and do it anyway. And I just think a lot of people don't know, kind of like with our government. Sometimes when you ask questions, you get 2 or 3 different answers depending on who you talk to. So I went online, went to go register for something. Don't know what I registered. Looked like I registered for some damn scholarship or something, which I don't know what that was. That's not what I was registering for. And it said I didn't qualify. Well, good. I wasn't trying to do that anyway. And after reading several websites, because it's very confusing, it doesn't look like I will have to apply for this. It's CVEC. So it's something where you have to pay $92 as a student over there if you're doing certain type of studies because it contributes to studies over there. So because I'm not in a university, it's a training program and I'm coming from the United States. Based on the website, it looks like I don't have to worry about that. It says I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to print out anything that says I'm exempt. So I'm hoping and praying the visa will go through. They'll realize that it's not that kind of program. He did say it would take 3 to 4 weeks for the visa to be approved. So if something should happen, it still gives me enough time to fix whatever I need to fix. But it was the most confusing and stressful process I've ever been through. And just so people know, when trying to get visas, you really need to really read and try to interpret stuff yourself. And again, I drove 8.5 hours all the way up here. I didn't want to leave here having any issues. So it looks like I'll be fine. I am spent. I am beat. I am done. I'm just gonna try to get a couple glasses of wine because that was really, really stressful. I haven't been able to find anything as detailed in regards to that and applying for the visa process and the costs. You know, I had to get the insurance and have proof of my insurance when I got here, which is not traveler's insurance. It's like health insurance. It has to cover COVID. It has to cover the time that I'm going to be there. So I had to have that. There's just nothing out there that kind of gives you the step-by-step in regards to if you're trying to be a student or go over there for a short-term or a long-term visa, what it is you have to have. The document is the most important thing. The cost is the cost, but the documents that you have to have when you are applying, and there's really no room unless you want to hold up the process for any, you know, mistakes. And you can't apply for it like a year ahead of time or 6 months ahead of time. It has to be within a certain time frame and a certain window. So that was my day today. It was really stressful, but I'm glad it's over with. I'm going to head on back to Atlanta tomorrow. And once I get back, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to book my airfare, which I've decided I'm going to go ahead and just book it, because that might be another problem if I don't have a return ticket coming back. I may try to call the customs for France and see if they require a return ticket coming back or date. But I think I'm just going to book it for the 5th of July. And if I need to extend it, which I plan on, I'm just going to go ahead and see what the exchange fees would be for me to extend it. Because again, my goal is to be able to hop to a couple other countries and take some baking classes and a culinary class while I'm there. She couldn't answer the question in regards to that either, because everything is a big if due to COVID. So no one really knows how COVID's going to affect the traveling in Europe. So again, it's just going to have to be played by ear. Hopefully by the time April comes, you know, the ban will be lifted, and we'll, you know, I'm going to keep checking to see what the rules are prior to me leaving, so I make sure that I have everything in place. Because I'm in DC, you have to leave your passport no matter which center you go to. But because I had to come to DC, I can't come back and pick it up. It's not going to be ready for me tomorrow. So I had to pay an extra cost of $35 for them to FedEx my passport to me back in Atlanta, Georgia. So I incurred a lot more fees than I thought today, but I'd rather just get it done and be done with it, and my stress diminished a little bit. It's not totally gone, which I thought it would be, just a little bit, and just hope that everything works out. So yeah, that's what happened today. That's the stuff you have to go through as far as the visa process. You couldn't take any pictures there, but I did snap a quick picture when I was leaving the office. So yeah, that's how it is. So that's what you have to do, and this is the issues that you have to go through when you're trying to apply for a short-term or a long-term visa, when at least I can say in this situation, when going to France. So guys, I am leaving today, but this is the other part of the hotel that I didn't get a chance to see and didn't know existed. So this is the dining room area. Look at this. It's so quaint. But because there's no dining in DC at this moment, they're not doing that. But look at this. Oh my gosh, this is so... I will definitely, if I come back to DC, I will definitely recommend staying here. I mean, this is so cute. And they even have an outside. You can't really see much of it through the window. But this is how it looks. Oh, this is so nice. So quaint. And then they also have another side for the meeting. Thank you. Yes. Yes, that's fine. And this is where they would have the meetings. Okay. Okay. And so this is the other side where they would have meetings. So this is so quaint. They even have a library area. So it is so Victorianish. It is so cute. Good morning. Today is the day that I am leaving to head back to Atlanta after going to the visa appointment center to turn in my documents. The drama didn't stop there. It continued because I came back to my hotel room and I was researching whether I had to have this EEFID number. I went on to Campus France. There were a couple of sites that weren't good. I was reading everything. It's a site that if you're going to study, come from certain countries, the United States is one of them, to study in France, you have to go through this process. You got to get an ID number. You even have to pay. But it's for people going to get like a bachelor's or post higher education. So nothing says that I would have to do it, even though the visa center is saying that my visa might be held up because I didn't have that number. But I read, I'm an attorney, I read and there was nothing. I'm not going to a university. I'm going to a culinary school. I'm not getting a diploma. I'm getting a certificate. So some of the sites, or one of the sites, said that if I'm getting a certificate, and I understand that what they may be calling university, we think is like a college, but it may not be. But everything that I read indicated that I don't have to do this process. Then there was one website that said I don't do anything if I am exempt. And then there was one website that said you still fill out the stuff and get the exempt paper. So it's massive confusion. So I did email the school. They are 6 hours ahead. So when I woke up this morning, there was a reply, and they're kind of like, what? What the hell are you talking about? We have 2 American students here now. Like, they didn't even know that I had to get a visa. They were like, you're here for 90 days or less. You don't have to get a visa. Well, yeah, I do. I mean, that was probably pre-COVID. It's COVID. So they had no idea what this so-called letter was, or ID number. So I also emailed a place here in Washington. It's almost 8:30. I was planning on leaving here at 9, just in case they're like, hey, yeah, you need to do it. I'm hoping that I can maybe just fill it out, print it out, and take it back to the center before I leave so it doesn't hold up my application. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. Waiting but not waiting. I'm gonna call them in a few minutes. They open at 8:30. But yeah, so, and then it said it takes 3 weeks. So I really kind of want to find out now, as opposed to waiting 3 to 4 weeks to find out that my visa is being held up because of that, and then applying for it and then having to wait another 3 weeks, because then that's going to put me in a danger zone. So the school's not aware of it. They asked me what was I talking about. I gave them the information, so hopefully they'll check into it and they'll be able to tell me, no, you don't need this, or this is something new, we weren't aware of this. The other thing is that I found out that they're claiming about the insurance, that I was going to get it when I was there, when I arrived there, but I had already purchased it. So of course now I'm going to go back and I'm going to see, yo, if you guys are going to have insurance for me and it's less than what I paid, then I got to cancel my insurance here, knowing that I'm going to get insurance there and it's going to be cheaper. So this is a very daunting and frustrating process, but I'm glad the bulk of it is over. But I'm ready to head back home, get in this car, and drive in a peaceful way back to the ATL. So I will check in with you guys on the way back. It took forever for me to get back into Atlanta. That's because so much traffic in North Carolina and South Carolina. When I left, it was on a Sunday. Coming back, it was on a Tuesday, which caused a whole hour difference. Well, here I am again, after being told 3 different things in regards to this student study in France application. My school said I didn't have to. The Visa Global people said that they think I probably will. The Campus France said nothing specific. I've been waiting for their reply, and then today I get a phone call from the Visa Global saying, yes, I do. So now I'm here on this website. There's a guide, and it doesn't fit for me. Now they want all this stuff uploaded, all my information, and they want a copy of my last damn degree. I don't know where that is. I graduated in friggin' 1995 from law school. I'm going for a damn 3-month program for a certificate, which is not even listed as a program here. This is the most frustrating thing. There is even a YouTube video. I follow the YouTube video. I am just so frustrated right now. They need to make this situation a little bit easier for people to be able to follow, especially if you're not French. But this is just ridiculous. And they took my passport. So I don't have a copy of my passport, and they require that for this application. So it's just a hot mess. It's going to cost me $200, and it's going to take them 3 weeks for them to come back and let me know, minimum 3 weeks, whether they're going to accept me or not. This is so ridiculous, and I'm getting so frustrated. It's kind of putting a damper on my joy of going. So I'm hoping that I will get a response from either the Visa Global Center or from the damn Campus France people, because this is just friggin' ridiculous. So there's an overview. Let's go here. Takes me to a YouTube channel, and literally it's just not helpful whatsoever. But you know, they have the different categories here.
Then students.
Okay.
Welcome to the video tutorial on how to complete a pre-consider application on Etudes en France. Before we get started, note that you can find your US ID number at the top right corner of your screen, below your names, and switch languages at the top left corner of your screen. We also recommend for students to use the Etudes en France messaging tool found here under your mailbox. To complete an application as a bachelor, licence, master, doctorate, or independent student, click on Student Already Accepted at the top of your screen.
To make this easy, I'm breaking it down for you guys. First, check the rules for France to see what kind of visa you can apply for. Then after that, you're going to go to the Campus France and determine what type of student status you're going to be. Then you're going to register with the Etudes en France and get that application going. And then you will have that and your number to submit with your visa application that you will fill out and make your personal appointment to turn in all your docs.